Today's edition of NFL Daily is sponsored by RexMD. If you sometimes lack some confidence in the bedroom, or you're a little nervous, or maybe you had too much to drink, well, there's nothing worse than not being able to perform when you need to. But RexMD is here to help change that. They are offering their best deal ever, up to 90% off, and only pay $2 per dosage with our exclusive link, rexmd.com/chat. FDA approved, the most trusted leader in men's telehealth, and they are helping you be prepared with generic and branded Viagra or Cialis. Everything's online, by the way, at rexmd.com/chat. Today's video is a look at a 2023 NFL mock draft from The Athletic. Dane Brugler, who I think is the best draft analyst out there right now. He does fantastic work. I'm excited to break it down because there's a lot of things I like in this mock draft. So let's begin. Pick number 1. He's on board the Bryce Young train like I am. I think Bryce Young's the best quarterback in this class. Size is a very real concern, and it's understandable. And I get that the Texans have a litany of issues. Quarterback, though, is one of them. And if you can get a franchise guy, you do it, even if he's not necessarily the number 1 prospect in that draft class. So what do you think? Should the Texans draft a quarterback at number 1 overall? Simple Y for yes, and for no. Sound off for me in the comment section. The Bears are kind of low-key tanking properly right now because they're showing competitiveness and also losing games still. They're not going to go QB. Will Anderson at number 2 from the Chicago Bears. If you don't trade the pick, and there are no trades here, that's a great way to go for the Chicago Bears. I love the pick from Anderson. So too Jalen Carter at number 3. Keep building out the defense that needs help. Carter and Alim McNeil, a really fun 1-2 punch there at the defensive line, plus, of course, Aiden Hutchinson for the Detroit Lions. Seattle, funny enough, though, this pick from number 3 is from the Rams. Number 4 is from the Broncos. Oops, for those teams. Myles Murphy, the edge rusher from Clemson. So no quarterback there at 3 or 4 with those teams in the quarterback market there. Myles Murphy, the pick here from The Athletic and Dane Brugler. I have no complaints there. I'll link my mock draft, my most recent one, in the comments, and it looks very similar, as it typically does in really throughout the NFL mock draft stages. Number 5, here's our second quarterback, C.J. Stroud from Ohio State. Now, I am not in love with Stroud. I think when things are on schedule, when things are going the way they're supposed to, when it's like, I do this, I can deliver it, he's able to make nice plays there. I think he runs into issues out of structure, and that's what separates a passable, borderline starter quarterback from being special. So this, again, I will not take any credit. This is Dane Brugler, the Athletics mock draft. He also has similar concerns, though, about C.J. Stroud, but if Carolina can get a QB, new regime, they're probably going to. Who do you think will be the number 1 overall pick? Bryce Young, Stroud, Anderson, Carter, somebody, maybe it's a Will Levis, who we'll talk about. It's the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know who you think ends up being the number 1 overall pick in this year's draft. Another pick that was not the team's own pick, I should say, from the Saints, Bresee out of Clemson. As you can tell, Eagles are adjusting their defensive line. Lots of free agents, older players there. Bresee and Jordan Davis up front. That is dynamic. Paris Johnson. Now, I pretty much guarantee this pick would have been Olufashinu, the Penn State offensive who I love. He's going back to school, passing on probably being a top 10 pick. So Cardinals still go off tackle. Paris Johnson had a nice year for the Buckeyes, making the move to the left tackle position. Tyree Wilson, who Dane listed him as kind of a defensive lineman. He could do some inside-outside stuff for you. You might not be familiar. Get familiar. He's a stud. At number 9, Christian Gonzalez to the Las Vegas Raiders. A slight surprise, Raiders go corner, but they need plenty of defensive help there. Dane has been all over Gonzalez, so can't say I'm surprised he's this high. And Peter Skoronski, the offensive tackle / guard. I figure out where you play him with the short arm length there. It helps out the Texans' offensive line. Take a QB in the first round, you're typically trying to find some help at the offensive position, help protect him or give him a playmaker after you do that pick at number 1. If you sometimes lack some confidence in the bedroom, or you've had the nights where you're nervous, had too many beers, there's not many things worse than not being able to, how to put this delicately, put the stick shift in drive, if you will, when you need it most. But have no fear, RexMD is here, spreading cheer, even when there's been a few too many beers in your system. They are FDA approved and the most trusted leader in men's telehealth. They have sponsored today's NFL Daily and 2023 NFL Mock Draft to help you always be prepared. RexMD has made it simple, easy, and cost-effective to help all the men last longer and feel more confident in the bedroom. They make getting generic and branded Viagra or Cialis easy. Everything's online, even the prescription, it'll deliver discreetly to your door. There's no waiting rooms, embarrassing trips to the doctor, no insurance, copays, none of that stuff. This is the best deal they've ever offered. Up to 90% off and only pay $2 per dosage with our exclusive link. That's rexmd.com/chat plus promo code chat. Links in the comments section and the description. Starter packs of Viagra and Cialis are now available because you'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, like something else involved with this stuff. Give the gift of pleasure this holiday season with RexMD at rexmd.com/chat. I love this fit for the Jacksonville Jags here, and picking Quentin Johnston at like number 11 is a lot more palatable than taking him at number 6. Just that's a big difference in draft pick value there. Johnston on the outside with Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk in the slot. That is a dynamic trio to help continue the growth from Trevor Lawrence. I don't think receiver is the biggest need for Jacksonville, but you can never have too many talented playmakers for your offense. Kelee Ringo, number 12, the second corner off the board. There is still more upside than full-fledged production there, but Ringo in Pittsburgh is a logical fit. Although we were this close to Joey Porter Jr. going to his dad's team, and I think that was a missed opportunity, even if I think Ringo's above Porter Jr. as a prospect. Lions need some more defensive help. You get an impact defensive tackle and an impact cornerback. No complaints there. Time now for Will Levis, and I would not be shocked if Indy took a quarterback in round 1 because I get the vibe that this is something that Jim Irsay wants really badly because he has kind of influenced his organization a bit more than you want your owner to do. Will Levis has the arm strength, the athletic ability. He was also not very good this year and has bouts of just inaccuracy and decision-making and mechanics. There's a lot of problems with Will Levis. There's a lot of upside and a very low floor. So be honest with me. Now, I think he's probably going to go in round 1, which is what the NFL does. What round should Will Levis be drafted in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Save space to sound off for me in the comments section. How about the Albany to Florida State transfer? Jared Verse out of FSU goes to the Falcons. No complaints here. You're getting an edge rusher to help build out your defense that does need the help. Brian Branch to Seattle here at number 16 is really interesting. The pitch here from Dane was that you put Kobe Bryant back outside and pair him long-term with Tariq Woolen, and Branch kind of plays the nickel corner role for Seattle, which I'm not necessarily opposed to that. I just wonder if that's a little bit early to invest that position specifically for Seattle, but he's going to be a fun NFL player, Branch will. Another one of Dane's guys, Lucas Van Ness, the defensive lineman from Iowa. Listed at 6'5", 275. He can do some inside-outside flex stuff, and I think that flexibility does carry some value there for the Los Angeles Chargers. Pick number 18. Producer Jack loves it. He got a receiver, wide receiver, Jordan Addison. I don't know if he can win enough on the outside with his size, but whether he's an inside-outside playmaker, he's been awesome for USC. He's thrived with Caleb Williams, thrived with Kenny Pickett. He's in the running to be wide receiver 1 this year. The Bucs, as we pointed out on previous shows here, several corners are going to be free agents. Sean Murphy-Bunting, Jamel Dean. South Carolina's Cam Smith, pick here at number 19. No real complaints from that one. Broderick Jones at number 20 here to the Commanders. I will make note that Brugler kind of pitched maybe Sam Cosmi moves inside to guard, and Jones could be either a right tackle, left tackle, some variety in the options there for the Commanders. Hey, protect your quarterback, especially with one not worth taking at number 20. We can have the Anthony Richardson discussion some other day, I suppose. But Jones at 20, I think it's about the right range for him. Now, if you want a ton of 2023 NFL draft coverage, this is the spot to be. Bunch of videos, draft prospects, big boards, mock drafts, you name it, we got you guys covered. It's free, by the way, so subscribe right now. Here's one of the more interesting picks to me. Bijan Robinson to the Ravens, who have J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, who have battled injuries. I don't love the fit of a running back at number 21, although the Ravens do run the football a lot, and a Lamar Robinson backfield tandem is probably the best running game in the NFL. I don't know if I want to invest that amount of capital, although I think Bijan Robinson, talent-wise, is a top 10 prospect this year. Trenton Simpson to the Jets here. I hadn't really thought too much about inside linebacker. I think a little bit here. This is I like these guys from Dane, and that's what I think Dane's thinking. I got to find a spot for them. Simpson, though, alongside, in theory, C.J. Mosley. Maybe he can be the new Fred Warner for the Jets and the Robert Saleh defense. Michael Mayer, number 23 to the Bengals. If you're getting flashbacks of, Notre Dame tight end, yeah, that does certainly make sense. By the way, Michael Mayer is a Cincinnati kid. I think that does make, or Cincinnati-ish kid, I should say. I think that could be a strong fit for the Bengals. And you move on from Hayden Hurst, and then you're kind of in position to see what you can grow on the offense, especially knowing that you're going to probably end up losing one of T. Higgins or Tyler Boyd in the near future. One that on Michael Mayer, by the way, Independence, Kentucky, which is just across the river from Cincinnati. So we'll count it as a Cincinnati kid. I think Robinson and Michael Mayer are two of my favorite prospects. Not factoring in they're the best guys. I like their play styles a lot. Who is your favorite NFL draft prospect? Let me know in the comment section right now. I was not prepared to see Drew Sanders' name on here. You might know him, the former Alabama 5-star recruit, goes to Arkansas. He's been great for the Razorbacks this year. Linebacker is a need for the Giants. It has been that way for a long time right now. He's done some coverage, blitzing, run-stopping stuff. And I wonder if he's maybe closer to top 50 than top 25. But hey, NFL draft stuff happens. If he turns pro, he might test quite well at the Combine. Number 25, Nolan Smith, the Denver Broncos. Again, I don't really think that the edge rushing group is the most needed position. They've got some young guys. Randy Gregory should be healthy next year. His pick is from the Niners-Dolphins trade, by the way, to Denver as part of the Bradley Chubb trade. So you replace Chubb with a new edge rusher. I think offensive line would be more ideal for Denver. Darnell Washington, number 25 here to Georgia, or from Georgia to Tennessee. He does not look like he's 275 at 6'7", but that's what he's listed at. He looks like an NBA power forward with the way he carries his frame and is just rocked up in every sense of the word. Great blocker. Tennessee will love that style. I do like Chig Okonkwo, though, for Tennessee. I don't know if you need a tight end at number 26. All right, pick number 27, Devin Witherspoon, a name I haven't gotten too far into with my early studies. I kind of start around Thanksgiving and then get going as teams and players finish up their seasons and careers and whatnot. But his numbers at Illinois have been fantastic. Has not gotten beat very often. Some nice ball skills. One of probably the biggest risers, I think, in this year's class at corner. Devin Witherspoon does fill a need for the Dallas Cowboys. Number 28, Osiris Torrance, an offensive guard, right guard probably. He is a mauler. There's some objectively hilarious film of Torrance just one-handing two different players. He's doing combo blocks by himself. It's really impressive. Great mauler. Not a great pass protector, but he's got power for sure. Number 29, Jackson Smith-Njigba, the Minnesota Vikings at number 29. Adam Thielen, I'm not sure, is going to be back with the way his contract is set up, so I think Dane's onto something here. JSN has basically not played this year, making his draft stock really tricky to figure out. The Chiefs, sure. Let's give them more speed at wide receiver. Why not? Jalen Hyatt, absolute burner. He in theory could be a better version of what Marquez Valdez-Scantling has been for this offense, or what MVS could be upside-wise in the NFL. It's more speed. There you go. Number 31, Jahmyr Gibbs. Miles Sanders is going to be a free agent. Gibbs is kind of almost a little bit in the Alvin Kamara style mold, not same level of talent necessarily of like, he's a really good dual threat in terms of receiving, pass catching. For a while, he was the Bama's by far most reliable and kind of only reliable wide receiver. Gibbs there at number 31. Only 31 picks because, the Dolphins lost their first-round pick. Thanks, Roger. Who did Dane Brugler, you think, leave off his 2023 NFL mock draft? Lots of big names I'm sure you can throw in, so do it for me in the comment section right now. Dane and I both do this, and I respect him for it. Other teams not in the first round. We'll go quick here. Actually, in my last mock draft, I had B.J. Ojulari too to the Rams, so he and I on the same page there. Edge rusher, good fit. Mozzie Smith out of Michigan. He should go by Mays, but that's okay. Run-stopping defensive tackle. Keanu Benton, another defensive tackle. The Browns need help there. Both those guys are players to watch in that top 50 range. My boy Marshall Green's guy, Devon Achane out of Texas A&M. I mean, you add some just speedy zone stretch runner to the Dolphins offense. Let's have some fun. And Niners fans have heard this before. Zach Pickens, a South Carolina defensive tackle. He, in theory, could maybe pair with Javon Kinlaw, Eric Armstead, although I don't think Kinlaw has been quite as good as I'd like him to be. But that is Dane Brugler's latest 2023 NFL mock draft. His first one, I should say, of the year.